Hi, welcome to your beginner strength session. Today we will be strengthening and opening and bringing awareness in and around the hip joints. So feeling into our glutes, our hamstrings, our quads, and of course our core. So well done if you're getting on your mat and doing this on catch up. Please leave a comment. Let me know how you found the session. Let me know if you have any questions. And remember to log it in the app so that you can keep track of how many sessions you are doing. So highly recommended that you are doing at least 3 sessions a week. That means you're doing an hour and a half of slower, more precise, more recovery based work to balance out perhaps all the running you're doing, all the workouts you're doing. Perhaps you're playing a sport. It really, really is important. And I can promise you, when you get on your mat, you will feel that your body needs it and your body will feel so much better afterwards. Bringing awareness not only to the muscular and skeletal systems of the body, but going a little bit deeper and applying knowledge to stimulate our internal systems, our neural, cardiovascular, respiratory, lymphatic, digestive, paying attention deeper than skin level, deeper than muscle, and giving our body a chance to go into healing mode, to go into repair mode, and to just relax a little bit. So even through the strength sessions, it's slow, it's a long, calm breath, and it's focus. So yeah, I hope to see you at least 3 sessions. If not live, then definitely on catch up. But welcome everyone. Let me get this link out. I'm just chatting. I hope you're all feeling fantastic on this, which in Cape Town is a very chilly Friday. I have very little plans for this weekend. Just going to, still got a lot of things to kind of settle in after the holiday that I had, the little bit of a getaway I had. Let me just get in here. Good morning, Amy. Iva, good morning, Zalna. Goeiemorgen, goeiemorgen, goeiemorgen. I hope everyone is doing well. Is anyone here on a challenge? How are you feeling post challenges, or not really post, maybe post challenge workout? Maybe you're in the middle of your week, obviously ending your week. We head into the middle of the challenges next week, but I hope that you are enjoying it, feeling good, feeling strong, and really using this practice to warm you up, or using your workouts and your yoga to warm you up in this cold weather and keep your energy moving. Otherwise we just end up creeping in and moving less and less and less. Good morning, Sharon. I'm watching because working, but at least I feel like it'll keep me grounded. Amazing, Sharon. Well, you can do any of the breath cues that I give throughout the practice. You guys must remember that these sessions, they're here to serve you. The intention of these yoga sessions really is to connect you with your body, connect you with yourself, and like Sharon said, to ground you, especially in times where we find ourselves now. That connection is so important, so we don't end up being completely frazzled and scattered and all over the show, because we just end up leaking out energy and nothing ends up getting done or nothing gets prioritized. And it's so important to stick to our priorities, to stick to our intentions. And that's what this practice on the mat does, is it brings you back to stillness. It's a pause, it's a stop for your day, for your week, to recollect yourself. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning. Good morning. Sharon, enjoy your alternative movements to the practice. But welcome everyone who's here. It is, of course, Friday, the 16th of July. I cannot believe it. Rochelle, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Nancy, good morning. Welcome, everyone. How are you all feeling? How are your bodies feeling? I cannot believe we're already in the middle of the year. We've all done so much already this year. And even though it's like super cold, I feel like maybe I'm being too, what's the word? I don't know. I'm hoping, what I'm trying to say is I'm hoping that like we're heading towards like the exiting of winter through the end of July and August, obviously. But while we are in this winter state, it is a calling, and it is natural for us to want to like go into a little bit more of a quiet, still state, to want to keep our bodies warm, to want to kind of huddle and cuddle and slow down and maybe not be running outside. And our energy does shift, so we need to recognize that. And from there we can move. From there we can pivot and change the way we do things so that we make sure that we do keep our body moving. Maybe it's finding a sunny spot in your house where you can do your workouts at a certain time of day, whatever it takes for you to keep moving your body. Get it out of your head that you can follow the same routine as summer. We're not in summer, we're in winter. So change it and make it work for you. That's going to change the way you start getting out of bed or doing your workout in the afternoon, whatever it is. When you try to not force something, force never works. It needs to come out of a place of compassion and some joy and knowing that it's good for you. And then it becomes just a daily practice. It's not something that you have to do. It's not something that you dread doing. It's just something that is. Good morning, Blanche. Nancy, I need another great stretch out. Yes. Rochelle, can't wait for the stillness. There will be stillness today, but we will be working today. It is strength session. And as I mentioned in the beginning, we will be working in and around the hips. So if you think of the hips, the pelvic bowl, if you move downwards, it goes into glutes, hamstrings, thighs. If you move up, it's connected to core. That's abdominals, it's waistline, it's postural muscles. So working in and around that area to find stability, tone into our digestive system, and then we'll release a little bit at the end of class. Tina, did I say hi? I can't remember. Good morning. Good morning. We've got about 5 minutes to go before we get started. And you won't need any specific props for today's practice. If you do have sensitive knees, as I always say, you could always place an extra little blanket under your mat or an extra mat. But other than that, we're going to start lying on our backs. So if you want, you can have a little lie down in the meanwhile, and we'll get started in about 5 minutes. Who of you joined in the Jeff here for you chat last night with Jono? Morning, Glenda. Did anyone join in for that? That was our first session last night, and we're going to be going live again in the Jeff Together group from Monday to Thursday next week again. So join in for that. It's a 5-minute meditation. It's sharing stories that are bringing some hope and some joy into our lives. I feel like there's, people can get very stuck on the negative news because that's what's being spread the most. And actually, there's also, there's obviously not to disregard anything that's going on, but you also have to hope. Yeah, there has to be light. There has to be love. That's the future we want to build. That's how we want to move forward. So you have to do that, and you have to share that, and that's what we want to do. Is we want to share that in the Here For You chats, and that will be Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. next week. Addison, yes, I did. Quite emotional. Sharon, so impactful. Oh, I actually just got gooseflesh hearing that. Yeah, it's deep. It's deep, and we are here for you. I've been saying it this whole week. There's lots going on, guys, and we're just trying to offer as much as we can to you, to just offer you more tools to stay connected and to stay healthy. I think health is one of the things that goes in times like this, because people are prioritizing everything else except themselves. You feel selfish when you need to put time aside, or you feel like, you could rather do something for someone else, or etc., etc. But the base level is that self-care is more than a bubble bath. Self-care is more than going for a massage. Those are all like luxuries, right? Those are all massive privilege to have that. Self-care begins within. It's looking after your heart, it's looking after your mind, and it's looking after your soul, your spirit. And that is deep, true, radical self-care. The rest of the stuff is fluff. We talk about self-care a lot about, go for a walk on the beach, or take a nap, or, whatever. And those things are great, but they're all external. And so what do you do, and who are you, and where does your self-care come from when that gets taken away? When you're in a pandemic, when you're surrounded by violence, whatever it is, then self-care needs to step in, and then you can't grab to the luxuries necessarily. And some people don't have that. So where is your self-care coming from? Because it needs to come from a very deep place, to really sit, to really resonate, and to really hold space for you, so that we can hold space for one another. Karen, good morning. Shireen, good morning. We've got about 1 minute to go. Remember, we are still in the Entiro Probiotics week, which means you can get your badge by the end of the week if you have logged 5 workouts and watched the Jeff Ed with Professor Leon Dix that was on Tuesday night. So go check that out. That's all about gut health. So if you're not sure what's the deal on gut health, it's a big deal. So go check out that chat that was on Tuesday night. Of course, tomorrow we've got our big workout that is with Siv, Coach Lee, and Coach Louis, a special 45-minute workout. So join live and you could win. Remember, we've got those 3 coffee machines that we are giving away. And I know most of you here drink coffee. I actually, guys, I'd actually share this with you. I love my coffee. I really, really do. But I have been coffee free for about almost 2 months now. Yay! And the reason I've done it is because of my anxiety. So I love coffee, but my body just does not work with caffeine. It just does not. And I'm feeling so much better. I'm sleeping better. The cravings have gone. It was quite hectic, but now I've simply switched to decaf. So if I do get that need, and there are places who make good decaf, but if I do feel like I really, really want a coffee, I'll just have a decaf coffee. And I've just switched completely off coffee, and it's been such a cool change in my life. So if you want to chat to me more about giving up coffee, send me a message. I know no one wants to do that. Whose birthday was it? Karen! Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Karen! When was it? Was it yesterday? Was it today? Was it the day before? Happy birthday, beautiful. I hope that it is an amazing next trip around the sun. I hope to see you at many more yoga sessions. And I hope to do a live session one day. And I can give you a birthday, maybe hug at that time, maybe elbow. We'll see where we're at. But have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day, even if it's belated. Rochelle, that's so amazing. Yes, it is, Rochelle. Quit the coffee and I feel amazing. All right, I know I'm not going to convince many of you. Let's get started. Today is all around hips, strengthening and opening. So let's get started. You can bring yourself to lie down on your mat. I am in hoodie and socks for now. It is very cold. So we're just going to start on our backs. You can take your feet a little wider than hip distance, allow your inner knees to touch. So just notice now, you can even look, you can see that your thighs are internally rotated, right? So your inner thighs are rolling down and you kind of got this wrapping of the outer thigh. So you're broadening through the back of the pelvis. Rest your whole spine on the mat, back of the head. And just bring your hands onto the lower part of your belly, so onto the pelvic area. I want you to deepen your breath and take a few deep breaths into this area. So full awareness to the lower belly. Full awareness to the pelvic bowl. And this area that houses our intestines. That holds all the sex organs. This area that is the connection between the upper body and the legs. With those big femur bones making contact right into the hip joints. Take 3 more breaths, and today's intention, again, as we've been practicing this week, is full gratitude for what we have. A strong, moving body, healthy, and just meeting yourself where you are, telling your body that it's safe to move into a healing state, knowing that it's a privilege to be able to be on your mat and put aside 30 minutes for yourself. So important. All right. Bringing your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers. And now really open up the elbows if you can. They're flat down on the mat, armpits are open, lungs are open. I want you to press your upper back into the mat, your middle back into the mat, your lower back into the mat until you feel your tailbone curl off the floor. Let the thighs move off the floor. So now you're pressing your whole spine onto the floor, the buttocks slightly lifts. You can take a little point through the feet or move through some hip rolls. So separate your knees as far as you can. Send them away from you as far as you can without lifting the back. So maybe the toes touch the floor. Bring the inner knees back together and then squeeze them back into chest. So make sure you're not holding your breath. Again, apart, away from you, back together. I'm going to do 3 more like that. Really slow and controlled, full awareness of what's going on with those femur bones in the hip sockets. Wake up the waistline. Draw the line of the abdominals back. All right, let's do 1 more. Remember, as if the skin on your back is stuck to your mat. All right, pause, knees to chest. Extend the legs up. You might not take them all the way straight at first. Flex your ankles, and again, readjust so you've got your whole spine flat on the mat. And just move through some ankle rolls here. Keep the chest nice and open. Keep breathing nice and deep. And start to wake up the thigh muscles. So squeeze the thigh muscles. Kneecaps are kind of drawing down towards the thighs. And then let's just get a nice release through the ankles. Nice full deep breaths. Keep the spine glued to the floor. All right, bend the knees. Lift the head and change the interlace of the fingers. Notice what that feels like, if it changes a feeling in the hands or the wrists, or maybe even all the way up to the upper arms. Keep your big toes touching, your inner thighs touching. Keep the lower back glued to the mat. Take the legs away from you and very lightly touch your big toes to the mat. So you're not putting any weight in the feet. Your big toes are just touching the mat and you pressing your spine into the floor. Stay there. Keep your big toes touching, but split your knees as far apart as you can. Don't let the lower back lift off the mat. Now you're in an external rotation of these thigh bones. Feel how maybe parts of the glutes start to activate. Feel how hard your abdominals are activating to hold this. And try release any tension around the shoulders, the neck, the jaw, and the face. You're going to let your big toes split from one another as you draw your knees in towards your armpits. And bring your inner knees to touch. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Press the spine into the mat. Same thing. Keep your inner knees, your big toes touching. Take the legs away from you and bring your big toes to just touch the floor. So there's no weight in the feet. Wake up those abdominals, press the spine into the mat. Keep the big toes touching, externally rotate those thighs. So it's almost like you narrowing your sit bones towards one another. So outer thighs are rolling away from you. Hold here. Keep your right leg where it is. Start to extend the left leg out to the side. Hold for a moment. Bring left leg in. Touch your toes. Extend right leg out. Don't hold your breath. Bring right toe. Keep the legs where they are. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Flex your feet and place the feet down on the ground. Relax through the belly now completely. Lift the head and extend the arms back behind you. If you can, all your fingernails pressing into the floor. Lift and spread through your toes for a moment as you press down into your heels, balls of the feet. And then lower your toes back down. Start to squeeze your buttocks and lift your hips. Wake up the hamstrings, wake up the glutes. And now we're just going to allow an opening of that front body that's really gone into activation. Soften your belly completely and just stretch that out. Full deep breaths. Keep your arms where they are, but roll the spine down. Take an inhale and lift. Squeeze the buttocks, lift the hips. And exhale back down. 3 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Notice how the pelvis rocks forward and back, how it changes its angle. Nice. Last one here. All right, and lower down. Keep your arms where they are. Hug your knees to chest. All right, extend the legs up to the ceiling. And then slide your hands all the way down. Kind of bring the thumbs in underneath the buttocks and bend the heels back down to the buttocks. Nice. Take the legs out to the sides. Keep your big toes touching. And then that same movement, extend left leg out, but now you can feel you nice and supported with a hand underneath the buttocks. Keep the whole spine pressing onto the floor. Left toe to touch right. Right leg extended out to the side. And bring your right leg back. Okay, let the big toes move away from one another as you flex your feet. Slide your hands up your thighs. Move to a happy baby with the hands on the thighs as you draw the thighs in towards the body and the knees towards the armpits. Maybe you stay here. Perhaps you can reach your hands for the outer blades of the feet. Full deep breath in. Full deep breath out. Again, a full deep breath in. And a full deep breath out. All right, release the feet. We're going to cross the ankles. You can either roll to the side or rock forward, roll all the way forward. Come into a wide knee child's pose as you bring your big toes to touch. Separate the knees, set your buttocks to your heels and relax your head down. Deepen your breath. And come up onto all fours. Knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Okay, so you've got that activation throughout the waistline, throughout the core now. Bring your knees a little closer to one another. We continue to work in and around the hips. That's our kind of focus and our feel today. Extending your left leg out behind you. Curl your left heel towards your buttock. You keep your toes pointed. You're going to curl that left knee in. Keep the upper back quite stable. Take it past your left elbow out to the side and then up as high as you can. So it's this full big circle. Bring it forward. Brush your elbow out to the left and then back to center. Keep going 3 more like that. Move it through the hip socket. Feel how your right hip and the right buttocks needs to stabilize you with this movement. Feel how the abdominals are stabilizing you. All right, when you're done with that first round, let's meet with the knee up. And then externally rotate again. So that means the knee's going to point out to the side. Hug it in. See if you can touch your tricep. Take it back. Keep it pointing out to the side. Hug it in. Touch your tricep. Take it all the way back. Last one here. Hug it in. Touch your tricep. And then I want you to flex your left ankle. See if you can extend that left leg out to the side. We're going to hold for 3. Lift it a little higher for 2. Hold for 1. Bring it all the way back. Lift all the way up. Heel to the ceiling. Take a little back bend. Ears curl back. And then lower. Left leg down. Right leg to extend behind you. Point the toes. Curl the heel to the buttock. Knee to chest. Remember, it's 5 rounds here. Don't rush. Feel how nice it is now after those right glutes had to work quite hard now. How you can just release through that right hip. 2 more. Nice. And then we'll meet with the knee back up. And then remember, external rotation, right knee to the side, hug it in, touch your tricep. Take it all the way back and up. Navel to spine. Bring knee in, tricep. Take it up and back. Last one here, knee to tricep. Flex right foot and extend that leg out to the side. Try lift it as high as you can. We hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Bring it all the way back. Heel up to the ceiling. Curl slightly up and back, ears back. Lower right knee down. Nice. Big toes to touch. Split the knees as wide as you can. Get a nice stretch across the buttocks as you sit for your child's pose. Relax the head down and reach the arms forward. All right, nice. We'll meet up on all again. So if you still got your socks on, remove your socks quickly. All right. We're going to move into a forearm plank. So bring yourself down onto your forearms. I want you to interlace your fingers. Bring your bottom pinky to the inside so you got a nice level flat base. Press into your elbows and lift your shoulders up away from the elbows. It's almost like you're doming a little through the upper back. Step your right foot and your left foot back. Find your forearm plank. Squeeze the thigh muscles. So feel now how the tailbone curls slightly down. You've got a nice long line. So don't lift your bum too high. Don't let it sag too low. Right? You know how a plank looks. That's why it's called plank pose. And we're just going to rock forward and back. So take yourself forward onto your tiptoes and press into your hands. Take your heels back as far as you can. Again, take yourself forward. Wake up the core. Take yourself back. 3 more. Rock yourself forward. And all the way back. 2. Stay with me. 1. And back. Start to walk your feet closer to your hands. So coming into more of a dolphin pose. So more like a downward dog shape. But keep pressing into your elbows. Lift your shoulders up and back. Take a couple breaths here. All right. And then lower the knees down. We're going to cross the ankles. Rock over your buttocks. Come to sit down. Legs out in front of you. You're going to find a seated figure 4. So bring your hands behind you. Bring your outer right ankle onto your left thigh. So really flex this right ankle. Bring your fingers to face forward towards the left heel. So it's like a reverse tabletop, but in a figure 4. Slide your left foot just a little closer so that when you press into that left foot, that left knee will be above its ankle. Lift up as you squeeze through the left glute, stabilize the pelvis. Notice how the pelvis wants to do its own thing. So you can have a look now at your pelvis. Try and encourage the opening of that right hip by encouraging that right knee to soften down to the floor. All done. Sit yourself down. Hands can rotate back again. And then we'll just hold you for a few breaths. Okay, so this might be enough for you. Obviously, the further forward you bring your hands, the closer you'll come to that shin, the more you're going to open it, or open the right buttocks. Breathe. All right. Create a little space so that you can switch. Take your time here first. Just find that angle of the left femur bone. So remember, the left ankle's flexing so that the left knee and ankle stay quite neutral. So we make sure that the movement comes from outer left hip. Have your fingertips face forward towards your right heel. Okay, angle that foot so you can press into it, right knee above its ankle. Stabilize right hip, stabilize left hip. At the same time, soften that left knee down to the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Get a little more opening through the shoulders as well. Full deep breaths. Hold. Nice, and then lower down. Okay, again, fingertips can face behind you. You could sit yourself up a little taller. Encourage that left knee away from you so you're finding that opening. And move your buttocks slightly back. Left foot forward. Again, anywhere you need to find all fours, make your way onto all fours. We'll find a downward facing dog. Nice full lift to the spine. You can bend and straighten into the legs here one at a time. Just kind of pulse that out. All right. Make sure your feet are at least hip distance. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Relax the head down. Bend the knees, prepare for a spinal roll. Come all the way up to stand. And you're going to loop the shoulders up, back, and down. Bring your hands to your hips. And as we started on the ground, again, can you feel the waistline, the abdominals, all of that nice and active, pelvis nice and connected? Bring the weight onto your right leg. So if you need to hold onto something for balance, you can find a wall or a chair. You're going to bring that left knee up, point left toes. And as we did on our back, we're going to move a couple big circles. External rotation. Nice. All right, one more. Draw the knee up towards, to be in line with the left hip. Flex the left foot. Take that leg out to the side. Bend your right thigh and bring that outer left ankle, so figure 4, onto right thigh. So some of you might stay here. You might just stay here, hold your balance. Holding your hips, I want you to notice how your hips want to do their own thing. Narrow your sit bones slightly, hips facing forward. Okay, if you can hold your balance, bring your hands to your heart. If you can stay in that, you could start to sit yourself as deep as you like. Some of you might even bring your elbows to the knee and to the ankle. Extend the chest forward and up, look forward. Don't hold your breath. All done. Come all the way up. Bring left knee up. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Point your left toes. Squeeze the heel to the buttock and reach your left hand for your outer left foot. So now I want you to squeeze your left heel to your buttock. I want you to pull your pubic bone up towards your navel. Get an opening in the front of this left thigh, left hip flexor. Draw your shoulders back. Okay, some of you might take your right hand and join that hand to the foot, opening just a little more through the chest. That left knee is hugging in, pointing down. Well done. Release by drawing the left knee into chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. And place left foot down. Hands to the hips, weight onto your left leg. Feel how nice it feels to release this right leg now. Lift it up, point the toes, and just move that femur bone around in the hip socket. And keep a little bend in your standing leg. Brings a little more stability. All right. One more round. And bring your right knee in. Flex your right foot. External rotation of that thigh. Bring the outer right ankle to left thigh as you bend the left knee. Okay, again, you can hold on to something or hands can stay at the hips. If you can find your balance, Anjali Mudra, Prayer Mudra, hands to the heart. It's a gesture of balance, bringing right and left together. Stay here, or if you went down on the other side, you're going to bring yourself down on the side, hug that left hip in. So remember the instability when we were on all fours doing that little kind of bridge lift, that reverse tabletop, how the hips want to do their own thing, stabilize by using the abdominals, by using the surrounding muscles of the pelvis. Well done, everyone. One more breath here. And then slowly bring yourself up. Keep the leg up off the ground. Bring your left hand to your left hip, point your right toes. Bring the heel behind you, reach for your outer right ankle. Squeeze heel to buttocks. Tailbone down, pubic bone to navel. Lift up through the belly, and you should feel this nice opening to the front of right thigh. Okay, if you took your hand to the other foot on the other side, knees straight down to the floor. Don't overdo it. You don't want to feel pain in your knee joint. Well done. Take a little bend in that standing leg. Hug right thigh into chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Release. Right foot down. Well done. Make sure your feet are hip distance. Bring your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers. Roll the shoulder caps back. Reach the arms away from the buttocks as much as you can. Soften the arms. Reach both arms up. Take an inhale, stretch. Take a little side stretch to your left. So reach that right arm up and over. Feel the opening in the right side of the body. Feel deeper than skin level. Feel the muscles expand. Feel deeper than that liver area, ascending line of the colon. Lean a little more to the left. You can take your hips to the right. Come back to center, both arms up. Second side, right arm down. Left arm to the right, hips to the left. All right, and then bring yourself all the way up. Both arms up. Hands behind you. Take your second interlace. Strong legs now, strong straight legs. Lift up through the chest, draw your pubic bone to navel. Maybe take a little more of a back bend here. Don't throw your head back. Nice, and come back up. Release the hands, arms up, inhale. Keep your arms up, separate your feet. And toes out, bring your palms to touch. Sit yourself down into your squat. So come all the way down, all the way down. If you can, heels are grounded. If not, that's fine. Bring yourself all the way forward onto your knees. Knees should be nice and wide. Untuck your toes, big toes to touch. Set your buttocks down and reach your arms forward. Come up to sit. Make your way onto your buttocks. Legs out in front of you. Sit nice and tall. Bring your left knee in. Take a twist to your left. Left hand behind you, and then right elbow either hooks to the front or the outside of that left knee. Lift up through the chest. So press down to lift up, and then you'll rotate to look to the left. Look forward, unravel. Switch, left leg forward, right thigh in. Take your twist, same variation on your second side. Make sure you're not pulling that right knee over your midline to the left. And look forward. Both legs out in front of you. If your hamstrings are really tight, bend your knees. Lift the arms up and take your belly to your thighs. Then you could release the arms, then upper back, then neck and head. Okay, you might be able to reach for your feet. Some of you might straighten out the legs. Just see how you go. Curl your chin in. Let's take 5 full deep breaths here. Just really let the upper back and the neck relax. After your 5th breath, and slowly roll up. Cross the legs, come into a seated position. Bring your palms together, thumbs to sternum. Close your eyes. Ground your sit bones. Take a moment to thank yourself for your effort to get on your mat today. Thank your body for all the work that it does when we are aware of its workings and when we are not. Full gratitude for our mobility, our health. Full gratitude for our space on this earth. And thank you very much for joining. I hope you enjoyed that. Please leave a comment, let me know how it was. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Everyone here live, thank you for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed that practice. Karen Moffat, it's today. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Hope you have a beautiful weekend. Weekend celebrations, lekker. Enjoy, Karen. Ivor, such a pleasure, beautiful, such a pleasure. I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope you're feeling strong, and I hope that you are super aware of your hips. Lisa Brett, such a pleasure. I hope your day continues to be great. Lisa Marie, such a pleasure. Happy Friday. Chantal Minutes. Wow, thanks. My first yoga session done. Woohoo! Chantal, welcome. So everyone who's here live, we call ourselves the Sunrise Stretchers, because obviously here in South Africa, it's sunrise for us. I hope to see you at more sessions, Chantal. Thanks for joining. Let me know if you have any questions. Shireen, such a pleasure. Blanche, have a beautiful Friday. Alison, much better balance on the left than the right today. Great stretch. Oh, Alison, I struggle. My left glute is super lazy, and my right glute always overworks. So that's a big thing for me, like stabilizing through that left hip joint and not just collapsing in it. It's so cool to do these practices and notice those things in our body. Nancy, hips are intact. Awesome. Well done, Nancy. Everyone, remember, we've got the yoga and meditation group for a reason. I'm going to be posting a little more about Anjali Mudra, Prayer Mudra on the group today. So that's very interesting. And then if you have poses that you want feedback on, take a photo, take a video, post it on the group. We can all learn from one another. But have a beautiful weekend, everyone. Karen, have a wonderful birthday weekend. And I will see you all live again on Tuesday for beginners flexibility. Have a great weekend. Ciao.